Hi guys, so today we're going to be exploring graphs of linear functions. So I'm just going to look up here and you just have to do a certain amount of problems. So I'll walk you through 1 to 2 of the problems. So press the reset button on the Explorer tool. So your Explorer tool is always over here. So you're just going to click reset. Change the value of D to 1, then change the value from 1 to 0. This places the g of x on top of f of x because. So we're going to change it to 1 because g of x equals 0 times f of x, or so g of x equals 0, or g of x equals f of x plus 0, and then g of x equals f of x. So the answer is g of x equals f of x plus 0, so g of x equals f of x, because they both equal each other. Change the d value from 0 to -4. This moves the graph up 4 units, so from the red line to the blue line. Moves the graph down 4 units, moves the graph to the left 4 units, or dilates the graph. So dilates means it stretches or compresses, which it's not doing. It also didn't move up, it moved down, and it didn't move to the left. So that means that it's moving down 4 units. The resulting function is not g of x equals -4 times f of x, because that is going to dilate it. But it's f of x minus 4 because anytime it's outside of the parentheses, it's changing whether or not it goes up or down. Change the d value from 0 to 7. So from the red value to the blue value, this moves the graph up 7 units, moves the graph down 7 units, moves the graph right 7 units, or dilates the graph. Well, it didn't dilate it, didn't stretch or compress it, and it didn't move it right, and it didn't move it down this time, it moved it up. So that means the answer is moves the graph up 7 units. The resulting function is basically the same as the last one, except it's plus 7 instead of -4.
I get it now.
The linear function g of x equals f of x plus d is a translation of f up if d is less than 0, and down if d is more than 0. A translation of f up if d is more than 0, and down if d is less than 0. The correct answer is a translation of f up if d is greater than 0, and down if d is less than 0. And then you're ready to move on to your next problem. So I'm going to do one more problem with you just to help you guys out some more, and then you guys can be on your own, I hope. So press the reset button on the Explorer tool, so reset. The value for a is a equals 1, so this time it's a equals 1. Change the value from a from 1 to 2. Oops. There. So if we reset it, we're seeing what happens to the red value, to the blue value. This increases the slope of the graph by 1. This moves the graph down 1 unit, moves the graph up 1 unit, or decreases the slope. So we're looking from the red to the blue. So it looks like it's decreasing, but did it move it down? No. Did it move it up? No. So we're going to say that it decreases the slope of the graph by 1. So the correct answer was actually increases the slope of the graph by 1, because I forgot that we're looking at the blue value to the red value, and if you look from here, it's increasing by 1. So, yeah. And the resulting function is it's going to be on the outside, so it's going to be 2 times f of x. So change the value, so reset from 1 to -3. This will either reflect the graph across the y-axis and moves the graph up 4 units, reflects the graph across the x-axis and moves the graph down 4 units, reflects the graph across the y-axis and moves the graph right 4 units, or reflects the graph across the x-axis and increases the slope by 4. The correct answer is reflects the graph across the x-axis and decreases the slope by 4. The resulting function is going to be, so it's either going to be g of x equals f of x plus 3 in parentheses, or g of x equals f times 3x in parentheses, or g of x equals -3 times f of x, x being in parentheses, or g of x equals f of x plus 3, and the x is only being in parentheses. The correct answer is negative. Oh my gosh, there's something in my eye. The correct answer is -3 times f of x, the x being in parentheses. Because anytime you're changing the slope, it's going to be on the outside of the function, so before the f of x. When the a value is 0, so we're going to reset, and then you're going to bring it down to 0. The graph is a vertical line or a horizontal line. A vertical line is up and down, and a horizontal line is left to right, so it's a horizontal line because the graph has a slope of 0. So it doesn't move anywhere. So I hope this video helped you guys out, and it's okay to get wrong answers. So yeah, I hope this video helped you guys with exploring graphs of linear functions.